Welcome back, guys, to Tekkit Legends. I know it's been a while, but whatever. So there was a bit of an accident in between episodes. I was getting some stuff put together, getting some resources gathered for getting into Project E, formerly known as Equivalent Exchange, to make our power generation a lot simpler, because we have the different mods, so we might as well mix them together. We're still using a forestry-based power source, but we'll just use Equivalent Exchange to get one of the components a lot easier. There's a zombie up there. But there was a bit of an accident, right? So I was in here, I was just kind of letting the world be loaded. I had paused or whatever to go do something else, and I come back, and kablooey. It's gone. It's just gone. There's just chests gone. There's a big hole here. I filled it in. This chest was gone that had all our processed resources. There is a chest here that was like mostly full of cobblestone, and I was close enough to it that I picked up most of the cobblestone. Yay, I guess. But I had gone into the nether. Did I do that on the last recording? Did I go into the nether? And I gathered up a bunch of glowstone, seed glowstone, for doing Equivalent Exchange stuff, and I'm pretty excited to get started in that. It's been like one of my favorite mods for a really, really long time. Back when Tekkit was like first originally out and stuff, and one of the things it'll let us do, it'll let us turn all this cobblestone into something else that we're getting from our mining turtle, and for some reason my skin isn't moving, but whatever. Just don't freak out about that. So, I've been letting the mining turtle just go for a bit. He's gathering up stuff for us. Now I'm just gonna probably pull useful bits out for now before we can before we make our way to the next part. So I'm going to need more diamonds for making the condenser. This lovely, no, not the Mark II, the Mark I. See, I need 4 diamonds just for that, and then I need 2 blocks for the, I'll just do that. I need 2 blocks, you see, because I need 1 for there, and I need 1 for this guy. I mean, ideally, if I could get like 5, then I could have a Mark I flowered power thing. But to start, we're just going to make ourselves a transmutation table, because I still have all the things for that. Thank goodness. Or wait, did I need a diamond? No, it's my Philosopher's Stone. I made a Philosopher's Stone just right now before starting. So we need that, and we need 4 regular stone, and we can make ourselves a transmutation table, which is really, if you ask, it's the start of Project E, or Equivalent Exchange. Transmute this into that. The issue, though, is I don't have any diamonds to teach it how to transmute things into diamonds. I have these other things that are high EMC that'll let me condense the cobblestone down into something else. Now, I like to make it look good because it's like flat like that. You see, I don't like that. I don't like the half blocks as things to be clicking on, so I like to put them. I like to put these like up on a little pedestal, so that's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna grab, I don't know, let's put it on just a log, just because I'm trying to be a bit more natural, so we're gonna try to make it look not so, I mean, it's still matted, that doesn't look half bad like that, alright. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna condense these down, a whole lot of this cobblestone down into rubies. So what I need to do for that, wait, can I just like turn it into other types of wood? So boom, there. That has now learned ruby. So when we burn stuff, we'll be able to, well that's, okay, so step 1 is teaching it a whole bunch of things to turn things into. Really, so do that real quick. Just ruby, sapphire, coal, high ranking, some high power ones, some low power ones, some kind of in the middle ones. Glowstone for sure. Iron ingots. Just learned. There we go. Anything else we should teach it? I don't know if we can teach it Pete. We can't teach it Pete. That would be cool. Cool as hell. I don't know if I'm gonna teach it silver. Let's teach it silver. I was planning on burning this silver for its EMC, turning it into diamonds. Let's go ahead and teach it glowstone block. Instead of having a shitload of dots, we can just tell it to make a block. Oh, we definitely need to tell it blaze rod. There, now, because I want to be able to reduce my trips into the nether as much as I can. Oh, uranium used to be in it. I think it doesn't do ores anyways. I think you refined uranium? I don't know. I'll look into it later. What else should I teach it to turn into? Planks. Just wood planks is a good thing to just not have to worry about running out of ever. Alright. Maybe some of these acacia wood planks too? I don't know if it makes a difference. It does. Okay. Because then we can make things look nice. Glass panes aren't? It's vanilla. That's dumb. I'm not going to teach it wool. What should I teach it? Should I teach it a food thing? Teach it gunpowder and feathers and bones and raw chicken and netherrack, cobblestone. Oh, limestone's not on the list. Dirt, gravel, clay. Yeah, there we go. That should be enough things for now. That way we have a few options for when it's got like extra EMC in it to just kind of drain it. I think I can just, So you gotta take things out one by one. A little bit silly, but whatever. Alright. So gravel, we'll put these things back here. These things back there. Alright. So my first goal is to just kind of drain out a lot of this cobblestone. Because, I mean, it's alright to have a crap load of cobblestone, but at the same time, like, not really something I want to deal with. Just having a chest full of cobblestone is going to be a huge pain in the butt. And you see, cobblestone's only 1 EMC per... Oh, there we go. You can shift click. Whoa, 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 whoa. What is that? I don't know what that is. So we're gonna pull out most of this chest, because, I mean, we're always going to get more, especially with our mining turtle on the go. On the rock and roll. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. There we go. So now we can get a single ruby of all that crap. Oh, he's coming back. He's coming back. What do you got for me, buddy? Stuff. I think for the time being, we're just going to drain it of the cobblestone. Maybe that gravel, because I think I've got a stack. There's a partial stack. We'll leave that in there. We'll leave the partial stack of dirt in there, too. And this should help us, you know, power up some of the crap that we need, some of the things we need. So, but now we need diamonds. We need at least 1, because then we can start transmuting things into diamonds. So, first thing I'm going to do is... Oh shit, okay. Yeah, that's fine. I got the 2 rubies. I was clicking too fast. So, we got the 2 rubies, and then we'll just use clay. I like to drain it out. I like to drain everything before we get going. Alright. And then now we need... There's a lot of crap in here too. Screw it. We'll burn all this stuff too. Yeah, we got like 3 stacks of gravel. we got several stacks of dirt too, so we'll get rid of some dirt. Alright. I will just burn this stuff too, because that chest was getting too full. Yeah, suck it. Alright, so... Oh yeah, I made this copper as well. I don't actually know if I'm going to need it or not, so we're going to not burn that right away. So some of this stuff, I know I don't really need to have, but I don't really know what it does. We've got a whole stack of tin ore. They're stacking 8. And 28 of the other one. So I think we're going to smelt this stack of tin just while we're out and about. So we're going to quick go out and about and see if we can find us some diamonds. Or add diamond. Just add diamond. I don't know if we've got enough stuff to make the 2 diamond blocks. And then in between I'll build a little building over here and we'll get everything set and going. Because then we'll be able to start generating some power using some equivalent exchange, a mild amount of equivalent exchange. I'm not going to go too deep into it, mostly because once we get power, you know, eco-friendly power, then we can get an eco-friendly powered quarry, which will be eco-destructive, and then we can rock some socks off, and there we are. I found this cave, and we're going to go mining in it. Once we get lots of stuff from said quarry, we'll be able to, without really having to worry about it, we'll be able to get just shite loads of diamonds and stuff. So we're just going to mine all the ores in our quest for more diamonds. The quest for more diamonds. There's the episode title. Because we just... I mean, it'd be nice to get a block's worth. Because then we don't have to worry about transmuting a whole bunch of stuff into 2 blocks. We just transmute a whole bunch of stuff into 1 block. Which, we'll probably have enough stuff. Especially if we find more rubies and junk. Yeah, rubies and junk. Why not? I like the gems. I really wish there were vanilla Minecraft gems. It just seems like it would make sense. You know, you're mining, there are gems in the mines. Okay. So yeah, that's the Minecraft talk. But on top of that, I've done something maybe kind of silly. So I went, and I live in the fantastic state of Iowa, and earlier this week we had our state caucus to, you know, share our opinion of who we think the next president should be, or who we think should represent the parties in the next general election, rather. And, pro tip, I went caucus for Bernie Sanders, hashtag Feel American, hashtag caucus for Bernie. Yeah, why not? And while I was there, it was brought to my attention, or the attention of the general populace, that, or people there rather, that no Democrat was running for state senate out of our district. So, yeah, I'm throwing my hat in. I might be a state senator. So, I'm in the process of, like, gathering signatures for that to get my name put on the primary ballot so I can run in the general election, which would be killer. I mean, at this point, it's still the very early stages. You know, if something happens and I happen to not get the signatures required or something like that, it could just go down the toilet really fast. But worry not. I think I'll still have time for this, even if I'm a senator. Which would be an interesting life move for me, and it's not really something I've thought through completely, maybe. It was one of those things where I was thinking about it while they were talking about it, and I just thought to myself, well, I mean, I've always been kind of interested in Congress and how our system of government works, and I've always wanted to know, well, you know, how getting into it works. And then I thought to myself, well, I mean, if not me, then who? And if not now, then, like, when? So I emailed the lovely people in my area that represent the Democratic Party, and I'm like, yeah, no, let's do this. And they were like, okay, here's this form. Print a few of those off and start putting signatures on them. And once you get enough signatures, then we will, we'll rock this. And I was like, sweet, let's do that. So yeah, so that's happening in my life right now, and I don't know where it's gonna go, which is the other interesting part, because, I've always thought in our system that there's always kind of like a choice, like, I never really thought that you could just do that, I always thought that there was somebody kind of like pre-chosen way ahead of time. I didn't realize that sometimes it's literally like, hey, so this guy's running unopposed because no one on our side has said they wanted to run. Anyone want to run? And I didn't think that was like a thing. And apparently I'm wrong, which kind of makes me happy, because I've really, in the past, thought I would maybe like being a state senator, and that it's something I could do that would help me do good towards, the people in my community, especially my direct community, because I will represent like 3 Iowa counties, so, in western Iowa, which I guess I'm technically living in western Iowa, it's not as many like towns as you might think. I mean, there's a few bigger ones, but, or maybe it's more towns than you might think, because sometimes I forget that people have this impression that Iowa is just like miles and miles of farmland, which, okay, it kind of is, but there are like, people have to have businesses to like buy food from and stuff, so there is, little towns like the town I live in, where there's people that live here who run businesses. Why is there food? What the hell? I'm sorry, I kind of... What? And now it's gone. Oof. Weird. Now I'm really confused. Anyways. So yeah, so I'm excited to have just, like, jumped feet first straight into this process that I quite honestly know fairly little about, because anything I learned about that was probably back in high school, and a lot of the stuff I learned in college kind of went over a bunch of that information. So, I don't know. It's exciting, and yet also slightly terrifying. But, I mean, what's the worst thing that could happen? Right? Either I get elected, and I do a good job and represent the people in my community, or I don't get elected, and I'm, stuck working at the chicken farm, which is not ideal. Aw, damn it. I've already been over here. Aw. I was hoping that was like new cave bits. New cave bits? No new cave bits. But yeah, that's my rambling for today. My thoughts for today are all full of Congress and government and stuff, which has been interesting, trying to gather some signatures, because I took it to my work in an effort to quickly grab, a decent number of people that I know live in the area. And, there are some individuals who, no questions asked, yeah, sure, I'll do it, no problem, sure. And other people who are like, yeah, no, not interested in the slightest, and I don't want, and it's not even like, no, I'm the other party, so I'm not really that interested. There's a few individuals where it's like, no, I'm not gonna do that. And it's just kind of like, really, dude? Like, me. Like, this particular individual knows my wife's family fairly well. It's like, come on, man. What am I gonna do that's gonna be perceived as, like, worse than what's been going on? Well, yeah. Those are my daily musings. I guess. Holy crap. There's just nothing down here. It just doesn't go deep enough. Alright, so here's the deal. I'm gonna go ahead and go. I hear the baby in the baby monitor. She is saying, hey, I'm awake now, Dad. It's the morning. Let's get some food in my empty belly. That is exactly what she sounds like. And once I get that taken care of, oh shit, I'm going to come back, potentially. We're going to find ourselves like a nice deep ravine, I think, and go on the hunt for even more diamonds. But until then, thanks for watching. I do really appreciate it. Ooh, if you haven't already, check out the channel sponsors. There's a few of them. There's Neosync, who graciously sponsors more so my Twitch channel, but they are a server provider, and they will give you a decent discount on, I think it might only be your first month, but if you're looking for specifically Minecraft servers, their service is reasonably priced, and they'll work with you pretty well. So, thanks a lot for coming by, guys. I do really appreciate it. Check me out on all the social media stuff. There's links down in the doobly-doo, and I will see you another time. Bye-bye!